Okay, so this mess that you all see here is from emptying out my closet because I've been wanting to clean it for the longest time ever. And just to make it a little bit more interesting and just kind of like let you guys know a little bit more about me, I was gonna make this like a clean my closet with me while I talk about my alcoholic dad. My dad is, well, obviously I said he's an alcoholic, and I do kind of like understand like the whole like that's how his father was and so that's how he was raised thing. But what I don't understand is why he can't try to get better, especially now that he has a wife and he has two kids. And my sister and I are both teenagers now. He's been struggling with this for the longest time ever. Apparently, when he met my mom, he said he wanted to stop, and he um, became sober for a bit, but obviously it didn't work out too well. Um, him and my mom have gotten in like really bad fights about this kind of stuff before, and my sister and I kind of grew up watching that fighting. But things had been going good recently, and so I was talking to him about this dream I had. Oh, actually, look at this homecoming dress. This is the homecoming dress from sophomore year. Um, I like had no idea what to get. I don't really love this dress anymore, but it got the job done. Um, so anyways, I've been kind of like struggling with our relationship and just like kind of like how do I like let him kind of back in my life and whatnot. And things have been going like really, really good. Until this morning I told him about a dream I had. And then my mom made me a breakfast burrito, but she used this kind of sausage that I don't like. I didn't tell her I didn't like the sausage. I forgot to. And I was like, "Oh, mom, I'm not gonna eat this because I don't like this sausage." And then he got like really mad about it, and he was like, "Well, you can start making your own breakfast then." And then he like drove off and said he was filling up the car with gas. Mind you, we live like 2 minutes down the road from a gas station, and he was gone for like half an hour. And then he was gone for like another half hour, so it had been like a total of an hour at this point. And my mom was like, "I'm gonna go look for him." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds like a good idea." And so she went to go look for him, and she he came back when she was out looking for him, and he got mad because he realized that my sister and I were both home, but she wasn't, and the car was gone. And he was like, "I knew you guys would think this of me and whatnot." Oh, look at how holy this sock is. There's one right here, and then there's one in the ankle thing. Anyways, so he got mad at us for that, at my mom for that, and then he left again, and he said he was going to his friend's house to watch a football game today. And then he came back and he got mad at my mom because she was mowing my lawn, and I was in the kitchen eating my lunch. He was like, "This is my space." He was like, "You guys are always in the kitchen and living room all the time, and I want it to be my space on Sundays from now on, so leave." And I wasn't able to argue with him, so I just left. And yeah, so after that, we just kind of stayed in the living room, and then I went out to go get a garbage bag to help with cleaning up my closet, and he got mad at me for going out into the like living room kitchen area. We have like an open concept kind of plan, so they're not like separate rooms. They're all kind of like the same room. So he got mad at me for out there, and he flipped me off and told me to f off. And then he like disappeared downstairs again. My scrub top, and so then he came back upstairs and he like went into my grandma's bedroom. So he went into the room and he like slammed the door shut and it like broke the door. And he's been in there ever since. So yeah. There has been other times where he's broken the door. He ripped the blinds off of our living room wall one time. He did that. he never does like aggressive things aimed towards us, but he does them. Or like he's throwing dishes at the floor before and stuff like that. So he doesn't do aggressive things towards us, but he does do like aggressive things. Okay, this next shirt I have is black. It's like the same style as the long sleeve one that I showed before, but just black. This gets hung up. So if you don't see me folding clothes, I'm just hanging them up. But anyways, back to my dad. These are pretty old shirts. He actually went to rehab in December of 2024. He made the decision that he was going to do that. He lasted about a week there before coming back. And after coming back, he got fired from his job. And things were just kind of like really bad for a while there. These are my scrub pants. So yeah, things were bad, and he was looking for a job, and he didn't really have anything to do. And that is when he was like, well, rehab didn't work for me, so he went to a bunch of like Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. And those were working for a really long time, but then obviously he found a job, and as he was just kind of like getting back into that, he started drinking again. And it was in January that as a family, well, I live in a state where it snows, and so it was January, and we decided to go sledding at night as a family. Something fun to do, right? And none of us thought anything was wrong. So we were all just having a good time, and then he started acting really strange, and that's when I was kind of like, oh no, is he like drunk? And my mom and my sister went down the hill, but I stayed up and I was by him, and that's when he told me to go f off, to go f myself. He told me like, you should just go die, and I never loved you anyways, and he just told me that kind of stuff. And that's when I kind of realized like, okay, something's obviously wrong with him. And of course, come to find out, oh, these are my sister's pants, these aren't mine. Come to find out he had been drinking, and he then tried to drive us home, and we were like, yeah, no way you're doing that, and he got mad at us for that. And I should also point out that both his brother and his father died while under the influence. One was drinking and driving and got into a car accident. The other one was drinking and they used a snowmobile. And he died in a snowmobile accident. And so I don't understand that, like, even though all that happened, why he still chooses to drink, and like why he tries to drive us while under the influence. If that's literally how his brother and his father died. That one never makes sense to me. Some other just kind of stories about him include, he'll get mad at like little things and just like yell and stuff. He yells quite a bit when he's drunk. He has never like really like hit, or my mother and my sister and I, it's all mainly like emotional abuse. It's never really been like physical. At least I've never been physically abused. I don't think my sister has, and I don't think my mother has. I hope that if they did, they would say something about it, or that she would leave him, because that's not acceptable. Emotional abuse isn't acceptable either. But I just go to my room and kind of ignore him. The most recent story that I have of him actually comes from today. And this morning it was going great. I woke up, I was talking to him, and I really kind of just like struggled with our relationship, and like kind of like letting him back in after everything he has said and done to me. But things have been going great.